Hi friends, my name is Hillary. This is Rustic Thread Stitching. This is episode video number 8. It's been about 10 months since I've been here. So if you're back with me, thank you for coming back. And if you're a new subscriber, hopefully you like what you see. Today I'm going to show some things that I've been working on in the past 10 months or so. Not my whole WIP catalog. I did go through everything, and there are so many things that I haven't touched in years that I'm not going to show today. I'm going to show you some things that are almost finished as well, and I have a little bit of haul and any finishes that I've had in the past year, which is probably just some small things. I'll show that in my next video. So I'm going to get right into this so I can get used to this again. Things will be in no particular order, except I'll show some of the things I've been working on the past week. First one I have is Long Dog Samplers Pandemic. So this was released in 2020. This was a free pattern then. I think it's now, you have to purchase it. I'm doing this on a Vicki Clayton's hand-dyed linen. It's a 36/40. It's an uneven weave linen, and I'm using hand-dyed fiber, hand-dyed floss that I dyed myself in an orange color. So I love this. I've been working on this for a couple days, and this is going to be a huge piece, but something I'm not going to be, it's no rush. So I love this. And this is some of the floss that I have dyed for that. I've also been working on Birds of a Feather alphabet sampler. That's this one here. I'm using random floss, a silk, and a couple Victorian mottos, and I'm doing this on brick, 36 count brick from Fiber on a Whim. And the only reason I remember that is because Michelle from Penny's Daughter Shares had asked me about this on Instagram, and I had to go back and figure out what it was. So I'm about halfway done. Love this pattern, love this piece. I've seen so many people stitch it. I see it a lot on people's walls in their background of their videos. I was going to put everything away, but I've done this a couple times and I'm over it. I pulled out Winter Rose Manor. I see a lot of people working on this right now in this season. This I am doing on a 40 count. I want to say it could be a Lakeside linen. I'm not positive. So I am using hand-dyed floss that I dyed myself, except I am using the conch that's called for in the house, but I dipped mine in a little bit of pink dye because mine was really peach. So I'm about 2/3 of the way through this house, thank goodness. Once that's done, hopefully all these other little pieces won't take as long. I do have more of the snow to do. But I love this, and I'm in no hurry. I'll just pull it out. It's something, I pull things out and work on them 4 or 5 days and then pull something else out. So I love this. My Christmas Day start this year was Heartstring Samplery's Hibernation Day. I have taken this and changed it up a bit. I got rid of the deer. I moved some of the bands around, and I got rid of the last part of the phrase. So it says, I love the snap of winter air and snowflakes on my face, how snowdrifts make the world disappear without a trace. I'll take a day dressed in pajamas in a room without a view if I can spend the day curled up next to you. And then it says, let's have a hibernation day, me and you. So I got rid of that last part because there was just too many U's or oohs. I found a frame that's going to fit this perfectly. I might paint it or do something with it. It's just chipboard frame. It's nothing special, so I don't know what I can do with it. I can't really sand it. I guess I'd have to paint it and sand it to distress it if I wanted to. I have a little bit of the snowflakes, a couple trees left to do. There is some white down here in the triangles here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that in. The house is not stitched on the pattern. I've seen some people take a color and stitch it in, but I've just decided I'm done stitching the house. So hopefully I can have this stitched and put together for the next video. So I purchased this pattern at Camp Wool. Camp Wool is a shop here in Maine. She was down near Kennebunk several years ago, and a couple years ago moved to Millbridge, which is up further up down East Coast. And this is where I purchased this pattern, but I just found out she's moving back down south, not in the same area, but closer. This is Flea Market Souvenir by Blackbird Designs. This one here is stitched on 3 separate fabrics and then sewn together. I'm just doing mine on one. This is an R&R Espresso fabric, and I've got most of the first section done, most of the second section, and working on the third. And I'm just picking floss that I have from stash. I have a lot of stash that I've had from subscriptions and just random things I've purchased, things that I dye myself, so I just choose what's closest to like the DMC colors that are called for. So this shouldn't take too long if I focused on it. That's beautiful. I showed this last time. I had found this Prairie Schoolers 12 Days of Christmas for 50 cents at a thrift store. It's on like a flax linen, and I chose a hand-dyed gray that I did myself, blue gray, and I brightened up the blues and the greens because it is quite dull. And I've got maybe 3.5 blocks done. And that's what I have so far. This is just on an 18 count. 40 count is my favorite, but I'll stitch on anything. So none of these I'm never in any hurry to stitch anything. Just pull out what I want to stitch when I want to stitch it. I showed this last time. I purchased the Lucy Red Sampler by Homespun Elegance. That's this one here. This sampler has a ton of initials for family members, you know, like all up in these. So I will have to, because I don't want to stitch it exactly, I'd like to personalize it. So I'll have to find a ton of family initials to put on this or figure out something. But I've always wanted this ever since I've seen it years and years ago. And I finally got my hands on it. I'm doing this on a 40 count, something that I dyed myself. And I started in the bottom right corner. And I have that little, I guess it's like a tombstone. The house almost complete, working on the second house. So this is a big sampler. And like I said, no hurry on these. I just love them. I ought to put it away at least a little bit, or I'll have things everywhere and not know what goes with what. For Black Sampler November, I have Modern Folk Embroidery, Spirits of the Dead. This is on a 40 count winter brew. I am almost done this as well. Just some doodads on this top here and to finish the bottom to say Edgar Allan Poe. And this will be a finish. And I love this one. So I have several that I'm going to show you that are almost finished. I'm probably at that point right now. So I have 7 or 8 or so that are almost finished, and my hope is to at least finish one of these before my next video, or to show in my next video. So we'll call that one. I have It's a Cat by Darcy Cameron, Stitchman Darcy. I'm stitching this on 18 count. Hand-dyed fabric myself. So it's kind of a peachy pink. And that's the back. And here he is. He's probably 80% done, he or she. I have just the back part of the cat, I guess, his haunches, the back side left, and like a little corner here, and his tail, and I'll be done. So this is a candidate for having something finished for next video. Okay, I'm gonna put those ones over here. This is Heart and Hand, A Very Merry Christmas. I'm doing this on a 40 count cream. I'm using Vicki Clayton hand-dyed silks for this. I have the house and the trees. This will really just a day and I'll be done. I purchase these from Vicki's website every time I make a purchase of her silk spools. They are half-yard cuts of her floss. So here I can use them on these small pieces, small parts of samplers, and I can also see the colors that she has, and I can choose. I think maybe some of them are discontinued, but a lot of them she still has on her website. So these are fantastic. Love those. So that's what I'm just picking colors for this out of her little sample tags. And I probably have 12, 13 of these separate sample tags. So those are great. Here is a Charlie Harper, Love from Above. I have some backstitch and a couple cross stitches left to do on this, and this is finished. So I think this is a 28, 32 count white or antique white linen. And this is what I have. So I have Mom's Eye to finish, and there's some backstitching that I need to finish down here, a little row of stitches here, and this will be finished. So again, something that's a candidate for having finished for my next episode. This is, I think I've said it before, something I found on a freebie table at the Frugal Yankee Retreat in 2019, 18. It's the Sunflower Seed Spiders and Bats Oh My. So this came on the freebie table kitted up. It came with the fabric. This front portion of the house was stitched, and that was it. And it came with Weeks Dye Works, everything but the red, or the orangey red, which I provided myself. So I just have these spider legs, eyes, little guy down on the bottom, spider needs to be finished, and this is almost complete. Here is Lobster Catch Biscornu. This is from Mkissa Creations, Marissa. She's on Flosstube and Instagram as Mkissa Creations. This is the top of the Biscornu. I have one more lobster and to finish the 2 popsicles. I want to say popsicles. They're not. They're buoys. They're not popsicles. They're buoys. And then the bottom. The bottom just has this around and a few of these motifs in the corners, and I can have that done. So I think I have a picture of that. Because I didn't print the picture out, but it's adorable. And this I'm stitching on 28 count Jobelin. It's so soft. Here, I know I've showed this. Nope, not this one. This one is the Stellar's J from Lindy Stitches Bird Crush Club. I have this almost complete. I have to do some back stitch in the tail, and I'm not going to write Stellar's J. I might put another pine branch here or something. But another day or so, and this will be complete too. And he's cute and fat, and I like him. This is just a 30 count flax. Piling it up. Okay, and I showed this last time, probably several times, and I've put a few stitches in it, but not a lot. This is Be Thankful by Country Cottage Needleworks. I have to finish this pumpkin, a bird, and finish the bottom branch. And write the word B. And I don't think I'm going to do the top part. That is another branch type motif. And I did put orange pumpkins in here too. So this could be finished in a couple days as well. So the plan, and I don't make plans, I stitch on what I want to stitch on, but I'm hoping to have at least one of these last 8 that I've shown you finished for next time. I have a little bit of haul that I'll show of some charts that I've purchased in the past. Sorry, I wanted to show in the past few months. Hopefully it's nothing that you've seen before, I'm sure. I purchased the Embell 1856 Quaker black sampler from Modern Folk Embroidery. I purchased this in November. Maybe I'll start this next November, black sampler November. And I just got these at different places on the internet. So this is Stacy Nash Primitives, Martha Agnes sampler roll. I've seen this stitched up. It's way more beautiful than the picture. I have a Birds of the Feather, Bloom Where You Are Planted. This is super small, 66 by 65. That would be very quick. And this is stitched on 36 count Meadowlark, and I do have a piece, probably a 12 by 18 piece of the Meadowlark. So I'm going to try to use that, although I think my Meadowlark looks more orange. It's a darker than what this looks like. We'll see what the colors look like on it. I have Miss Lucian's School for Girls, Lesson 1, Plum Street Samplers. This kind of looks like a needle roll or something, and it's cute. You and I and Friends, Autumn Urn. I'm not sure if I showed this one to you before. But again, with the picture, you don't know what it's really going to look like, but it's pretty cool looking. I purchased from Hobby House the Florence Mary Dickinson exclusive for this year, and I love the deer, but I love the pops of the yellow and the purple and the red. It's just, that's cool. That's cool color pops. Cool color combination. I have Fanny's Flowers from Shakespeare's Peddler. Love this one. It's small-ish. On 40 count, it's 5.5 by 10. So that's cool. I like that one. Another Shakespeare's Peddler. This is Anne Hobbs, 1834. Again, another awful picture. So I can't wait to check out the colors on this. Two Sheepish Antiques. This one looks peachy and brown in the picture. This is the EB sampler. But I can't wait to pull the colors for this to see too. And if it is peachy and brown, I will pink it up a little bit more, I think. But there's some blues in here. And another Sheepish Antiques. This is Selena Dunwoody. This one, the house, the roof is purple, or in the picture it's purple, but the color is, says dark blue 791, which might have some purple tone to it, but I'm definitely going to do it in a blue, not a purple. Another small sampler. This is another Shakespeare's Peddler. It's called Measure by Measure, a ruler keep. I've never really seen it before. I don't know if I'll do it like this, but it's kind of cool. Nice to have it in the stash. And I did purchase Hands-On Design Fraise Mint, and this is Strawberries and Mint. Is it strawberry? Yeah, Strawberries and Mint. I kind of like this French cuisine thing they're doing, or they did. So those are just some haul charts. I've purchased some silks, different silks that I wanted to try. I've purchased fabrics, generally like I like to purchase 40 count natural and white or antique white so I can dye things myself. So that's pretty much the haul. I have no plans, like I said, except I'm going to finish one of those things and have it for my next video. I do have, or I did secure a spot in Stitch North in the end of April, but I have not yet purchased my plane ticket or my hotel tickets or my hotel stay. So I need to work on that. Hopefully my husband will come with me. We'll have a nice little kind of getaway. We could stay an extra couple days. So hoping I can make it to that. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Kind of get used to being back here on Flosstube, and hopefully see you in a couple weeks. Hopefully no longer than a month. And again, I want to thank you for coming back. And if you're new, hopefully you'll hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye guys.